Babe, what is your favorite quote?
I would have to say this Chinese proverb that goes something like this: "Shui tish, shi tuan."
That's real deep.
It really hit me.
Wow. That's good.
Do you know what I miss about dating, though? You want to talk about dating? I'll tell you what I miss.
Do you want to do our first podcast that I was sharing with you about that?
This is it. This was the podcast. I miss about dating when you would text me, "Hey, my tummy doesn't feel good," and now you'd be like, "Babe, I blew up the bathroom.
It's red and
It's
brown.
red and green and brown." Like I don't need to know all of those details. Why can't you go back? You talking about dating? You talking about always we should go back dating, you should date your spouse. Go back to that.
For what it's worth, when you met me without makeup. That's a big one for a lady. And
What does that have to do with the whole bathroom thing?
because you get comfortable, right? When you're dating, you're like, oh, everything's perfect.
I met you without makeup, but the next morning you were like, "Hi," you put makeup on.
No, it's called natural blush.
Whatever.
I promise.
So for those of you who don't know the story,
let me tell the story.
We met
At a camp.
We met at a camporee. We were camping.
And
we met Saturday night.
I was actually one of the main leaders
Saturday
at my
nights.
church at that time.
And so she comes
this
around.
guy just
she
wanted
starts,
to walk
"What's
in,
up, honey?
trying
What's
to act
up,
like
sexy
I
boy?
said something to him, and he was
what's
all
up?"
like
And she had no
disrespected.
makeup on.
And I was just like, "Excuse
and then
me."
I was
And he's
like, "Dude,
"Excuse
this
you,"
girl,
and I
who
was like,
is this
"Sir,
woman?"
you're in my
He's
way."
like,
And he's
"Hey,
like,
get
"Well,
out of
you
here."
said
But
this
no,
to me.
she would
And
not
I was like,
let go.
I'm rooting for my
she
team.
would
They're
not
over there, like there was a
move
drill
on.
team
I was
competing,
like,
and I was trying to
she's
watch the
trying
show.
to find somebody
And this
to
guy's
talk
trying to
to.
like talk to me, and I'm like,
she's
"Hello,
so
excuse
lonely.
me, not interested." And next thing you know,
then,
he's like asking me for my phone number, and I'm like, "Excuse me?" And then I was like, "I don't have one." And then he was like, "You gotta be kidding me!" And I kid you not,
she was trying to play all hard.
I did not try to
She
play.
was
I
trying to
had
play
just
hard,
moved.
but
I was
whatever.
trying to.
But the fact of the matter is that
move
night
to a
you
new
did not have any
city,
makeup on,
start-
and then we all went to bed at midnight and blah blah blah.
we ended up
to our
going
tents.
on
But
a
the next
walk,
morning,
But
you
he
walked.
thought that I wasn't interested because I had literally told him I have a phone number.
You walked
Turns
across
out that
my
I do
tent
have
with
Facebook,
all makeup,
but
like
he
half a
didn't take
pound
that
of
very
makeup.
well because
and I was like,
how would you guys have
"Oh,
reacted?" Because
she
I thought
likes
that was
me,
pretty like
'cause I thought she was
honest,
just
'cause
playing
that's
hard
the
to get,
truth.
but
I didn't
no,
have a phone
she
number.
actually liked
So
me
he
because
thought
she
I
was
wasn't
wearing a bunch
interested.
of makeup.
And then
So
he thinks that I put
from
makeup
that day on, easy
because
peasy.
it was
Let's
to
go.
show him that I was
was a
interested.
done deal.
Ironically enough, I did that because I wanted to look good. Who's trying to impress anyone? Hey, play it up real quick. Play it a little bit. Look at that one. Play it a little bit back.
In other news, did you know that a woman got arrested after texting a guy 159 times after their first date?
No way. Is that serious?
159,000 times.
Honey,
Jacqueline Aids, age 31, was arrested in Arizona for stalking after sending a man she met online 159,000 texts following their one date in 2017.
I mean, that's like stalker much.
I mean,
I'm sure he was like freaked out. What do you think was that all about?
It was just maybe I don't know, it's a girl thing, I guess. I don't know.
Does it sound familiar? Because listen, I know I text you, but I mean, I ain't that desperate.
You be sending me a lot of reels and stuff on Instagram.
What's wrong with that?
It's like 25 in one day.
Oh, okay, that's not fair. Pull out your phone right now. How many have I sent you today?
And you expect me to watch every single one of them.
Yeah, that's true. Honey, but that's different. Who doesn't send videos?
Look,
like, there's so much
I can
content.
call the cops on you and get you arrested.
Excuse you, child.
For sending me. Can I call the cops and
Listen,
get you arrested for sending me so many reels?
Honey, no. First off, you don't even watch them. Second, there's like so much content. Some of them is like, listen to this awesome preacher. Look at this recipe for food. Oh, look at this deal. Like, it's all like, it's like the news, babe. That's like the news nowadays. Like, who watches the news? You like,
I read the news.
No, but that's like the news.
Nah,
Sending
I
videos.
do get a lot of my news from
Yeah.
social media.
How do you think I learned how to cook? TikTok.
Talking about cooking, I do miss your cooking.
Tell the world.
You should.
Tell the world how great I cook.
Y'all,
Tell the
my wife can
world.
throw it down in the kitchen.
Do I-
She can cook.
But I mean, you don't get to know this gift of mine. But I throw it down.
She does.
And
But
ye that are privileged to be around food.
But my love, I would like for you to cook more often at the house.
Are you really having this conversation in front of everyone?
I'm serious. No, my love. You throw it down. You cook so good, and I miss you cooking. When can you? Can you?
Well,
make,
it sure ain't gonna be tomorrow because I'm going to Valentine's dinner.
You know what? That's a great idea.
No.
Valentine's, we come home, you cook
No.
a great meal, and we have a romantic dinner.
Oh, honey, boo boo. The only thing you're gonna be having romantic is the dishes. You're doing the dishes. You got me wrong on B-Day.
Did you know that
My headphones are falling.
that tomorrow is Valentine's, but it's also Ash Wednesday?
What's Ash Wednesday?
You know, Ash Wednesday.
I know it's sushi night. $7 at HEB. Ya tú sabes.
Oh, is that what we're doing for dinner?
No.
Sushi from HEB?
Honey, where are we going? Stop playing.
Sushi from HEB.
No. Where are we going?
There's this taco truck down the road.
Brazilian Steakhouse? Baby? Brazilian Steakhouse?
For dinner,
Yeah.
you're going to eat all of that food.
Why not?
Because you probably won't eat all that food.
Honey, we've always gone at that time.
At night?
Oh, no, we gone more like at brunch.
Yes.
Mm.
Anyway, so I got you.
So where are you taking me?
Taco truck down the road.
You wish. Someone wants to sleep on the couch, but we'll just see what happens.
I thought you were an independent woman, and you don't need all of this stuff, huh?
I don't.
Independent
I'm
woman?
giving you the privilege.
You independent woman? Are you an independent woman?
I am giving you the privilege to contribute to my happiness. Take it.
But I thought you said you don't need a man to be happy.
I don't.
Okay,
I'm giving you the privilege. You add to my happiness.
Okay, so you're already happy.
Absolutely.
Okay, good. So I don't,
You add spice.
I am your happiness.
Seasoning.
Oh.
Sprinkles. Maybe some olives. Maybe you're the cheese on the pizza. Maybe the bell peppers. I like bell peppers. Not the pepperoni because I'm allergic. Definitely the cheese. The older you get, the better it is.
The bitter?
I'm so tired. Okay, let's talk a little bit about relationships. We're going to focus specifically on, well, let's keep it on one topic. It's Valentine's. So let's just make it Valentine's one. See if you can edit some content from it.
Basically, don't do it.
Don't get married.
Don't get married. Don't get in a relationship.
But we were going to think that you're talking about yourself. Why do people think that when you speak about marriage negative, why do they assume that you're referring to yourself?
What makes you assume that they are assuming that?
Because of their expressions.
Like, what are they saying?
Like, they'll reference you about it. Like, oh, Sergio, I feel sorry for you, man. Like, brother, I feel you.
Honestly, that's it. That it's an assumption that we make that other people make that assumption about us or about other ones.
But isn't it true? Don't you think that people are going to think that you are referring to yourself a lot of times when you speak out of, even if it's like a story you're telling or not even experience, just like questions that come about. You wonder.
It's a possibility.
But I feel like it's very common. That's what everyone will come to that conclusion. It's just like, so it's hard.
No, I disagree. I don't think that everyone was going to come to that conclusion. But let me ask you this, have you really heard those people comment and what are
perfect example.
Comments?
Perfect example. You and I, well, this is very relatable to us, but we don't want to have kids, right?
Right.
But just putting that aside, when you say, oh man, raising children is very difficult, or to have children nowadays, it seems like, how do you afford them? It seems like that's why, if you don't have them, that's why you don't have them. Versus you're just like, you're literally thinking about it. You're questioning. It's okay to question things before you get into them. It's okay to analyze things. And so people think that you don't have or you don't do things based on your circumstances. And that's just the reality. You can ask anyone. I mean, your experience. I mean, don't you think people come to you and ask you after they hear you express certain things?
People have come and asked us or asked me, why is it that I don't want to have children, or when will we have children?
Right.
When I say, oh, we just don't want to.
They can't accept that answer.
That's fine. That they can't accept that answer, or they don't like that answer.
Oh, I like that one better. They don't like that answer.
They don't like that answer.
Mm-hmm. Why?
So when we celebrate now, the reaction that we have received so far when we say we don't want children, it's been a lot of the times it's been negative, and it has been like them trying to convince us of the good that children are, which they are.
Right.
They are a blessing. They are good.
I'm tired of saying that, but we're not saying that they're not. And actually lately I've been finding myself not even wanting to say, like, I don't want children. Oh, but don't get me wrong. I don't want to say that anymore. I want to be able to say, I don't want children. And that's it.
Right. So people, that's a good question.
They just take offense.
Why is it that they take offense?
Because they want you to be miserable. Just like they are. And that's the best way they can do
that. I don't know. I wouldn't say that.
I'm just saying, like, if I could just get a parent to just be real, man, like, just keep it real.
No,
it's hard.
There are parents, so I have.
Like, I'm not a parent, and I can tell you it's hard.
Look, so I have two friends that are real with me, and those two friends have said, "Don't have kids." They have kids.
One of those friends, I think, says it, but deep down wants you to have them. Just FYI.
I believe, because they'll be like,
because they know you're not dumb.
It hasn't been like, once or twice that they have said it. It has been several times. Like, oh, dude, don't have kids. But at the same time, so when I hear that, it's not. I don't take it as that they are miserable or that they hate their kids. I know that it is a blessing. I know that they enjoy their kids, but it's tough. And a lot of the parents do keep it always like, yeah, it's difficult to raise children. But they always add a but, right?
I just want them to be able to leave it at that. Like, no one, we understand. Like, this is where you don't have to convince me, where we can just have a conversation, and it is that. I don't know. I just wish I could meet someone genuinely that could just give me the advice, truly.
Right. And I think that they kind of feel bad, and they have to add the but because they want to emphasize the blessing that children are. And again, we believe that they are a blessing, right? Raising children is a God-given gift. But
I think having children is difficult. And I'm not a parent, and sometimes I feel like I have to be a parent to be able to prove my point. But what I'm trying to say is that if I was a parent, I would tell people, don't have kids.
I don't think that any parent out there deny how difficult raising children are.
No. Oh, there's so many people that don't even accept it, and they just make it seem like there's not even, some of them even pretend like they're this perfect family. I'm serious. Oh, are you kidding me? Oh, honey, where have you been? Oh,
I've never met a parent that have said, oh, raising children is easy. They've always said that it's difficult.
Maybe I should say it like this. They don't say it's difficult, and they don't say it's easy, but they try to show only the good. I'll keep it at that.
I mean, but we do that with marriages too. We do that in social media. We do that in every area of our lives. We try to portray this perfect everything.
No, I would disagree with that, honey, because, okay, now I'm going to bring it about. Now I'm making it personal. Like, I really think that me and you have a very good marriage, but I think that people don't believe in that. And yes, we have our ups and downs, but but that's privacy to me, not because I don't want to. I'm going to show the good, and even the good, I don't show all my good. You know what I mean? I share little pieces. The bad is private. Bad is privacy for me. But even the bad, you can be vulnerable and share. Some people just don't. I'm one of them.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean that you're hiding or being indifferent, or that it's not the case. Because, and that one, it's actually hard. That one is very calculated by individual. Like, there could be bad marriages and there could be good marriages and they could be like so.
But at the same time, so I'm going back to my same point. Saying someone, every marriage out there, every marriage couple are gonna say, oh, having a marriage or being married, it is difficult, because it is. It takes effort to have a good marriage. And when I say it is difficult, to be in a marriage and make it work, I'm not saying that my marriage is bad. I'm not saying that my marriage is perfect. I'm saying across, the line, every relationship is difficult.
Well, just
and
how
it
we
takes
can't speak
effort.
about children, about if it's easy or hard because we don't have them. I feel like that when you do express yourself about something is because you can relate to it. And so I think that in this case, you talk about marriage in a very positive way.
Well, but then again, so look, a parent might choose, just as any given married couple out there chooses to share the good things about marriage. A parent might just, share
But
only the good thing
that's the
and not the
difference.
bad thing,
Right.
or not the difficult challenges, because what you said, it's private. The bad is
No.
private. The
You can
difficulties
share
is-
all you want. Where I'm coming from is when people ask us and they just can't handle the answer. They don't like what we have to say. Oh, I have no problem. Everybody does whatever they want and share whatever they want. I'm talking about, don't ask me a question you don't want to hear the answer to.
I get that.
That's all I'm saying.
Right.
And I'm like, why do you take offense?
Is right.
They
is
take
the
it like
offense,
I'm saying their children are bad, or like I don't want to have kids.
or
Look
that
at your
children
kids.
in general are bad.
And honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you though. I don't want to have kids because I'm an educator and I see all that stuff. I don't want to have kids, regardless of what people say. I think that in today's time, children are a very big responsibility. And I think women, especially in this era, are seeking their careers and they're choosing which career to take. And for me, I see being a mother a career, and I can't devote myself in half. And if I'm going to devote myself to something, I want to do one thing and do it right. And so I choose my career.
Right. And look,
How
you
did that
don't have
come
to
across?
you don't have to explain yourself or why you don't
No, I
want
did,
to.
but you notice how I didn't go into, but they're great.
Right. Now, if you're having a conversation with someone
How
who
did that
you
come?
feel comfortable, I remember that guy who shared with us, there are different answers that I give to people of why my wife and I don't have children. One of the answers of that the person said was, "Oh, the Lord chose not to bless us with a child," right? And that's it. Or my wife and I decided not to have children. Now, this individual, you and I, we went a little bit deeper of why, they didn't have children. And he shared with us, like, medically, they tried and whatnot. And I think that every couple out there may feel that they have to give an explanation to everybody who asks, but that's not the reality. You don't have to explain yourself why you don't want children. Now, you and I, whenever someone comes across where we want to share more intimately, more deeply, we can. But we shouldn't be out there giving explanations to people of why is it that we don't have kids.
Right. And I don't think we do, specifically with us. I think people ask us a question that in our careers is very common. We're put in the position a lot, especially in your area. So when people ask, I'm like, okay, they're asking. I don't just talk about it. I only bring it up because they asked me in the first place. I answer no. And then they say the famous word, why?
Right.
And then, not to be rude, I could say, because I just don't want to. I still think that's explaining yourself. Like, how do you answer that why without explaining yourself? I think there's no way out of it. Out of respect, you can say, well, I just never envisioned myself with kids, or I choose my career. That still sounds very cold and very rude. So to be not rude, you kind of give an explanation. Well,
You give a soft, it depends on the person.
But I really want to be able to say, I just don't want them. But even that, I don't like to do that. I'm like, no. Why? No.
Is this battle of the answer? It's at the same time, it is unfortunate that we have to be careful of other people's feelings about our desires.
Why'd you ask me in the first place? I feel like, why do we have to be considerate what if you were asking me and you don't even know my medical history and I can't even have kids and you put me in the position? We're always being cautious about people with their questions and our answers, but then you also put yourself in that position.
Right.
We assume
you could be
but there's so many scenarios
you could be rude
by asking.
And
if you're not even close to the person, what gives you, I think that's a very intimate topic too.
So the big question is now, should people even ask?
Right. It's the same for me. For me, it's the same concept about a man never ask a pregnant woman if she's pregnant.
I did that once.
Oh, I know. And I still feel like you're learning.
Dude, she was
from that process.
I can promise she had a big belly. And I was like, hey, and the thing is when all of the kids were running around the house and I see her come out and I'm doing a visitation, just saying hello to everybody, to the family, because I'm new.
One question, did you touch her belly? You never touched the belly.
No. I was like, oh, felicidades. You're going to have a child. Congratulations. And she looks straight at me and says, I'm not pregnant.
Oh my gosh, babe. That is the most embarrassing thing and insulting at the same time. Yeah, you probably shouldn't put this on the podcast because many women struggle with overweight, which is another topic. So,
but look, I did not know
you're
that
gonna
she
have
was
a lot of haters on that
she
end.
just had tacos. I didn't know she had a bunch of tacos.
Or she was on her period and she was inflated.
Maybe.
Inflated. Bloated.
But you know what? I did that not only once, but twice. Now, I took 2 times. And now I can see like a huge belly. She's about to pop. I don't care. She's 9 months pregnant. I will not ask. I won't. Because it was not a good feeling.
You ask me all the time.
But there was a guy the other day on TikTok that posted when we posted the music, the TikTok video about us dancing. We spent a lot of money in 2023, but not a penny in diapers. There was someone who commented and made a comment and said, "You have just lost a follower."
Oh my goodness!
Because of that video, right? Because of celebrating that, we didn't spend a penny on diapers. Now,
do you think he unfollowed you? Did you actually pay attention?
Probably. I don't know. I mean, I couldn't tell. Probably, but the big question is why? Why did he get offended, and why? I mean, did we say something wrong, or did we do something wrong?
He's upset because you didn't spend a penny, and he did. Honey, it's so obvious. You know how mad that makes people? That's the reality. You couldn't have said it. Honey, it's the whole thing we've just been talking this whole time. It's you're trying to be polite about the children concept without offending people, but yeah, here you are. Oh my goodness.
So the big dilemma is...
And he did, and he probably didn't get Christmas presents.
The big dilemma is how to tell people that you don't want children, at the same time being polite, and at the same time communicating that you don't hate children. The children are a blessing. Yes, they are. They are beautiful. Why not? You just don't want to have them. That's the big dilemma.
Okay, let's go to the topic of Valentine's, honey. Let's do one of Valentine's.
What about Valentine's?
Okay. Ready? Babe, tomorrow is Valentine's. And you still haven't asked me to be your Valentine's.
You see, I don't get it. We've been married 6.5 years. What's a Valentine anyway?
It's so sad. Just ask the question.
But what's a Valentine? What's a Valentine?
Honestly, I don't really know. But that's what everyone is doing in social media.
So you're just going to be like everyone else?
In this case, yes.
Why?
But usually 99% of the time, I'm a leader, not a follower. Because I want the chocolate and the flowers.
I can give you chocolates. I can give you flowers. I already planned.
Don't tell me anything. Babe, you just ruined it.
What?
You're telling me you planned something.
I planned that last week.
Stop telling me. Stop. I was just pretending I didn't know. Blah. I didn't hear anything. You're not supposed to know you planned anything. You're supposed to have not planned anything.
Okay, so I didn't plan anything. Actually,
why didn't you plan anything? Okay. So, can you just ask the question and we can go to sleep in peace?
What's a Valentine?
No. Will you be my Valentine?
But what's a Valentine?
Well, I don't really know, but for me, it's will you be my date? Will you be my love? Will you be my love?
Hey, when we were at the stand, not at the stand, when we were on the stage and we were in the platform before the pastors and everything, okay,
On our wedding day?
on our wedding day, I expressed myself.
Where
I
are
said
those vows? I need to
vows
look
to
those
you
vows up.
that I married you. Isn't
The-
that more? Isn't that more than a Valentine?
No, because part of being married is getting the benefits.
You know what? I've come to the conclusion that you women have very
You
good
woman
memory.
or me? Don't
You
compare me to other women.
women
I'm
in
one
general,
of a kind, baby.
in general,
What?
have good memory for the things that you want to remember, but then bad memory because it seems that the only thing that you guys forget is that we once told you that we loved you.
Correct.
And then at the same time, you want every single day for us to remind you that we love you.
Correct. You once, while back, told us
With a ring, with a party, with everything.
Right. But once, meaning a while ago. You need to remind us daily. Honey, do you expect a plant to grow without water? If you stop watering that plant, it don't matter how long it can last without water. That's not the concept here. Is that eventually, if you don't water it daily, even if you do it once a week, because I put water in my plants like once a month, but they're still there.
They'd be dying there.
They be dying, but then I be resucitándolos. But babe, that analogy, you've heard it all your life. I know you have, because I know I always speak about this analogy with the plants. It's the same way you have to fill a woman's cup. And the same way goes for us too.
We need sexy time.
Sexy time is allowed, but
No. Not allowed. Necessary.
necessary is valid, is what I meant to say.
And twice on Sunday.
Honey, 7 times. 7 times, 7 times a day. How does it go? 7 times, 7 days a week. Multiply it by 2.
Talking about plants.
Mm.
Did you know that in Puerto Rico, there is this little frog called coqui?
Mm.
And the coqui makes a noise, right? It makes this specific noise that goes something like this. Coqui, coqui. And that's why it's called coqui, because it makes a noise. Coqui, coqui. Well, anyway, the noise only comes from the male because the female is mute. Now, let me ask you something. Do you think...
Where is this going?
The male sings and the female is mute. She doesn't speak at all. Do you think that the good Lord wanted to teach his children a lesson
Negative.
with the coqui?
Negative.
To say something.
Negative.
To
Why wouldn't they mute
humanity.
the male? Why the woman?
I mean, I think there's a lot of reasons.
I think there's a lot of insight and knowledge that can be gained from the woman's perspective. I think this world without woman would just be so sad, devastated.
But look at the female.
No one would be
coqui.
here.
But look at the female coqui. I'm not saying that the women are not important. I'm just saying, the female coqui.
But you're saying if we were silent.
Shh, the female coqui. The female coqui.
Yeah.
Shh.
Stop shushing me.
The female coqui has a lesson to teach.
I don't get it. The
humanity.
lesson's not there. Let's move on. What's the lesson?
Shh. That's the lesson.